Hi, guys. Welcome back to Media Rebel Unplugged. I'm your host, Janice Becker, and joining me today is a very special guest, Dannika Stevenson, chef. She is the owner of Savor Soul in Akron, Ohio. Welcome.
Thank you for having me today.
So happy you're here.
Thank you so much. And I'm just loving these chairs.
Yes.
I would like to take one home. This is so comfortable, but you have a beautiful setting here. So thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, and thank you for coming in. So just so the audience knows, I have been stalking Chef Dani here for quite a few months. I want to say probably 6 months.
What?
Yes, I am such a fan of
thank
everything you're doing in the community. So if you could first tell people, what is Savor Soul?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for stalking me. Savor Soul actually started in 2014. So next month we'll make 10 years in the business.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much. I mean, time really does fly, but actually it started on the sip part. People are like, well, what does the sip mean? Actually, I was deep into wine. I was deep into the wine business. So that was the sip part of Savor Soul.
Okay.
And this was my time living down south. In 2015, I moved back here to Akron. Kind of did what LeBron James did. It was time for me to come back home.
Mm-hmm.
So some family dynamics changed. And I was in healthcare. I was a community health worker. And so I would go to different homes and do health assessments, and I noticed that the common denominator in all my visits was people complain about they don't have access to healthy food. So I was in these low-income neighborhoods where there's the corner store, there's the gas station, there's McDonald's, but no farmers markets, no grocery stores. And so a lot of the clients that was on this heavy medication, they just can't eat crackers. I mean,
Right.
they're gonna need something more wholesome, more sustainable, more filling.
Mm.
So with that in mind, what I would do was I would go to different stores and bring groceries to them, or I would look in their cabinet, look in their fridge to see what they had, and try to come up with some meals like that. So then it morphed into teaching people how to eat healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the soul part of it.
Yeah, it's food for your
health.
soul, right?
It's food for your soul. Yeah, that's kind of like how it turned to. And then me connecting with the community, working with some nonprofits. Folks were interested in learning how to cook. So people are conscious about the way they cook. I'm sorry, they're conscious about the way they eat, but I was showing them how to be conscious about the way they cook.
Yeah.
Because it really goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So basically, with every sip, with every savor, I put my soul into it.
I love that.
So that was sort of like the mission of it, just helping people be more conscious about the way they eat and cook, and just making healthier choices for themselves, for their children, for their family.
So what inspired you to become a chef in the first place?
Well, my great-grandmother showed me how to cook when I was 4 years old. My great-grandmother, her name was Pearl, double amputee, lower extremity. So I would sit on her lap and cook greens with stove. She would have me climb on the counter, and I would grab ingredients for her famous coconut cake. I mean, actually shaving coconuts, homemade coconut cake. Yeah. I was the girl that always wanted to be in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. Now, I have a younger brother. Loved being outside all day, all night. My mother had to scream to get him back in the house. I was always in the house. I did not want to go outside. So I just always had a passion for cooking. I always say now, and people laugh at me, I say it's where the real magic happens. If you're like, okay. And I'm like, no, I'm for real. Well, I'm always in the kitchen. I'm like, you got these cool ingredients. You got pots and pans. You're making magical stuff. That's why I feel like it's magical. And so, I've been working in the kitchen pretty much my whole life, even just growing up. In college, making food for people. I wanted to make friends. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, I baked some cookies. Hey, I made this. And I remember working in a cardiology office, and the cardiologist was like, you're going to give people a heart attack. You can't keep bringing food in. You got to stop. So I always had a passion for cooking because I felt like I couldn't do anything else. I can't sing. It's hard for me to dance, can't draw, but I can cook.
Yeah. It's funny how that just comes so natural to some people, and others really struggle with learning how to cook. So I know that you're really good at doing your community classes. Mm-hmm. And what's that like for you? Would you have somebody that's really struggling to learn how to cook and they're frustrated and about to give up? How do you help them get through it?
Well, first of all, cooking is a fundamental skill. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a skill that everyone should learn, and actually start really young. Okay. And the reason why I do that is because a lot of the parents have already developed an unhealthy eating behavior. So guess what? If the parents don't like vegetables, they're they're going to pass that to their kids. They're not going to like it either. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do in my classes, I take things that people like and we put a healthy spin to it.
Mm.
So, for example, for my kids' classes, if we're making pizza, we'll do cauliflower crust, broccoli crust. You know, we put our favorite toppings on it. And I got kids to eat cauliflower.
Wow.
You know, if it's French fries, yes, French fries with potatoes, but let's try carrots. Let's try parsnip. We're going to make our own ketchup. Let's try zucchini. You know, and these kids are gobbling it up. And now I get parents coming to me and saying, hey, we just came from the grocery store and got eggplant. Like my daughter, and she's 6. She wants eggplant. And I was like, oh, that's great. That's great. So
yeah.
I'm making an impact with these kids. So, and also too with the parents too, not just the kids. You know, I've had some parents call me and say, look, I don't know how to cook. Okay. I grew up in a fast food generation. You know, this is a microwave era. Like I just know how to put it in the microwave or get it, you know, from fast food. Like I don't know what to do here. And so we just start with the basics. We have to take it back to the basics, you know. And so I'm not really teaching people like how to grow the food. I'm going to show you how to cook it. So like I'll do an assessment. Hey, what do you have in your cabinet? What do you have in your fridge? Do you have pots and pans? Because I remember like going back to the health assessments. I remember one family that had all these cans of food all over.
Wow, how does that work?
That's what I said. You know, and I said, do you not have a camper? You know, like,
yeah.
And this particular family was from a different country, so maybe they weren't used to having the can opener.
Yeah.
And that happens too. Different cultures use different types of styles and techniques when it comes to cooking. So that's what my assessment was. And then I've had folks that don't have a working oven. The refrigerator is not cold enough, so there's a lot of spoilage. So,
yeah.
You know, I always encourage everybody. I just tell folks, look, I want you to try it. I want you to try it out. Whatever this food is, like if you never had eggplant in your life, I always, especially my kids, I tell them to close your eyes and take a bite.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, I tell my parents, hey, close your eyes, take a bite. And, you know, it's been really successful, really. You know, it's really even not about the food, really. It's bringing people together. And I've noticed I have tons of stories where people, relationships are healed. Their health has improved. I have a parent that, you know, their child's eating fruits and vegetables because of my class. I have a parent that's eating fruits and vegetables because of my class. Mm-hmm. So I think it really isn't about the food. It's just, it's a tool, but we're bringing community together. We're bringing families together one recipe at a time.
I love that. I think a lot of parents struggle, especially single parents, struggle with juggling work and then having to cook meals when they come home. And the kids are already in there and they're just snacking on whatever they can before they get home. And then you get home, you're tired, and you're like, what am I going to throw together? So I think what you're doing, there's definitely a huge need for that everywhere. I never thought about the broccoli crust or, you know, the cauliflower crust pizza. So I love that different spin.
Yeah, and in my class, they're really simple, basic techniques. I always do these base recipes because I want people to be creative with it. Like, what would you do? What would you add? Or what would you take away? Because I want people to have their own spin or their own creativity when it comes to making it. So my class is about I call it the 3 C's. Being curious to try something new, being creative, your own technique, your own style, and confidence. I want you to be able to do that recipe again. You know, when you get home, or share it with your family, share it with your friends. Those are my 3 C's in my class.
I love that. So being that, you know, you got started basically because you were already in the health field, what was the personal side though for you, like personally speaking, that made you really care about food and how people consume it in a healthy way?
Well, first of all, I really didn't care about, I would say, my health. I had some food struggles, and even though I felt like this was a gift that God gave me, I felt like a complete hypocrite because I was struggling with, I had some unhealthy eating behaviors. Like, yeah, I got the junk food. Yep, I got the fast food. Yes, I ate too much. And there's times I ate too little. So like I was battling my own health demons in a way and trying to teach people at the same time to eat healthy. And I remember just crying at night about this. I was like, I feel bad because we made this kale apple salad and I just ate a half a pizza when I got home. Like I feel horrible. And it wasn't even all veggies. Like I had a meat lovers pizza, so I felt completely horrible about it. And so I was grossly overweight. I was like over 300 pounds, like trying to teach, healthy classes. And I thought, I need to give this to somebody else. Like, I feel like it was this perception. They need to be skinny. They need to be this. They need to look like this. Because I've been in newspapers, magazines, I've been on TV, and I've always felt self-conscious about the way I look.
Yeah.
And I remember someone told me this. I will never forget it. She said, it's not even about your size. It's about your service.
Yes.
You are making you're doing a service. This is not about you. And I learned not to be so like self-focused and have that self-pity and being so self-absorbed because you have a child out here that you help them eat carrots.
Yeah.
This mom that she's eating healthy or like her blood pressure is normal because she's been going to your class every week. So I think once they started to heal and I saw that, then I began to help. So it was just a reflection on them. And I realized, you know what, like I am making a difference, but I'm doing a disservice if I'm not taking care of myself.
Well, I think you have more trust too with people when you can say, look, I've experienced this myself.
Yeah.
Because if you've never really experienced it firsthand, how is anybody going to believe you? How are you going to have the credibility to say, look, I've had my own struggles. I think it helps when you're so authentic and people can really identify with that.
Yeah, and I've shared the story with people, and then people will come up to me sometimes privately or publicly and say, I'm going through that too. We're on this healing journey together. Yeah. I'm still on the healing journey.
Oh yeah, we spend our whole life healing.
We spend our whole life healing, most definitely.
That's how we develop. That's how we evolve and grow. But I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing. I mean, did you ever think that you would be a business owner?
You know what? I always wanted to be a business owner because I wanted to break the generational curses in my family. I come from a history, especially the women, of just working all the time. Mm-hmm. My great grandmother worked for someone. My grandmother, my mother worked. And I rarely saw my mother. My mother worked, she had a day job, evening job, weekend job. So that's why I spent a lot of time with my great grandmother. My grandmother always in the kitchen and stuff, like just learning new recipes and stuff like that because my mother was gone. I wasn't angry because some kids could be angry because you feel abandoned.
Yeah.
But I felt like since I had an absentee father that it was necessary. It was a requirement. It's because of survival. Like if she doesn't work, we don't eat.
Yeah.
I've just learned that too because a lot of the health elements too, like obesity, is because like I know for us, we grew up. It's like you better eat what's on the table.
Yes.
This is it, and I don't care if it's fattening, greasy, fight. Don't matter. We eat what's on the table, and if we don't eat it, it's a disrespect to our elders. Mm-hmm. So we learned that's culture, that's tradition, and so and I realized I always wanted to work for myself because I saw the pain. I saw the grueling pain. My mother with her tired feet and, baby, I can't see your homework right now. Like, I'm tired. I need to take a bath. I need to go to bed. I got to get up at 5 a.m. So I understood her assignment at a young age. Now, some kids would get really angry about that and rebel, but I understood. I saw her pain.
Oh, I love that. It's such an inspiration.
Yeah.
What has been one of the most challenging things for you as an entrepreneur?
Wow, there's several. I think in my business, I've worked in the business and not outside the business, like the operation part of it.
I say this all the time.
Yeah, I put that passion and purpose before profit because I feel like it's weird. I feel like, I'm not making that 6-figure income. I don't have a board. I don't have a business partner. I don't even have a boo. And I remember just like, Lord, I need help. And you know what? God comes in and brings in the help in the most intimate, intricate ways. As in, I remember one time just going to the grocery store and I'm like, man, I am so tired, like really tired. I had back-to-back classes. And even just a gentleman coming up to me and taking my card. He's like, I got the card for you. Or, I'm in a class and there's more volunteers. And like, Dana, you don't have to clean up. We'll get that for you. So and then I have kids helping me set up. Now they don't want to clean up. but they'll set up. They'll set up for me. And then recently, I got a bunch of letters from some kids saying, Chef Dani, thank you for cooking with me. Chef Dani, we love you. Chef Dani, thank you. I just got that last week, and I was just bawling because as a business owner, you have one of those moments. You feel like you're not doing enough or you're not good enough.
Yeah.
I struggle with that a lot. It's crazy. Like, you have all these accolades. You've connected with so many people. You've done so many things. But at the end of the day, sometimes I'm like, I still feel alone.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm wearing many hats. I'm a foster mom now. I have a 10-month-old.
Oh my gosh.
Taking care of baby in business, and I'm responsible for his heart, but I'm responsible for the heart of the business. Mm-hmm. I'm responsible for that. I got to take care of that too. Mm-hmm. And take care of me as a business owner.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
Yeah. Self-care is really hard as a business owner.
You gotta self-care.
Yeah, set boundaries with yourself. It's so important. I'm getting better at it. Yeah. I try to say, okay, 9:00 is my time. Tell the kids you cannot come into the room. Mm-hmm. This is my space. This is my time to do what I need. Mm-hmm. I recently created a prayer board. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it was nice. So I spent time with my daughter in creating it, mm-hmm. but then it also gives me time for myself now to be more dedicated and thoughtful in how I pray, mm-hmm. and just stay really organized with it. And then I'm holding myself accountable too, to not only God, but then myself. Mm-hmm. So highly recommend.
All right. Also, thank you for sharing that. I would definitely like to do something like that. Your faith is challenged.
Oh yes,
big time. I want to share this quick story. I was given an opportunity to work with Suma Health. It is a big contract. It was sponsored through Suma Foundation and First Energy, and they found me through watching me on Fox 8. Okay, so they reached out. Said, we need to talk to you. We want to do some cooking classes. I see you doing some LeBron James and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. And so they said, look, we have this funding. We need a number. Can you do classes for the whole family, for a year? The whole family. I said, okay. So I gave them a number, and I said 36,000. I don't care about the number really. Yeah. So the next day, the grant writer never met this lady. She said, that number's too low.
Wow.
They could have accepted it.
Yeah.
She said the number's too low. I need another number by noon. Yeah, this is 10:30. And I thought, okay, I don't know. I called my mother, and she just said, just pray about it. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote 60. I don't mean 60, but I was like, 60. Okay. 5 weeks later, I get the E contract. It said 100,000.
Wow.
And I was pulled my glasses up, looked at the contract, and I said, that can't be right. That can't be right. And so I called her. I said, I just want to make sure the numbers are correct. She said, yeah, I just need you to e-sign it. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's crazy. She knew my worth, and I didn't. Mm-hmm. I didn't, And that was so powerful. That was just an moment because you're worth it.
Yeah.
You're worth it. You're worth that and more. But I didn't think I was worth that, because I may have been in the business not that long, but I'm still struggling. I'm looking at the status, well, I don't have this and I don't have that, and how are they gonna give me $100,000? And I don't think I deserve that. So that was my mindset.
I love that somebody was so honest with you, mm-hmm. to help you get to see that you are worth it, because so many times we don't see that. I think we forget how valuable our knowledge is. There's times I'll have conversations with people about their marketing plans or digital marketing or how to do things in a different way than they've ever thought of, sure. that I don't even really think about. It just comes natural to
sure.
me, just as what you do comes natural to you. Mm-hmm. And there's so much value in that for other mm-hmm. people and how we help others. But then I myself struggle with, am I helping enough people? Am I helping them in the right way? And as you've mentioned, juggling all and wearing all the hats that we wear. And then I still will beat myself up and go, I'm not doing enough.
Right. Well, I want to add to that too. You will never see yourself valuable if you're always seeking validation.
True.
That's me.
True.
I remember complaining to myself. I'm like, I don't even have a lot of followers on Facebook. I'm not even on Instagram. I am not tech savvy. I'm not this and I'm not that. And, I posted something and I didn't get a lot of comments, or I just had an event, like I was a keynote speaker and we sold out, but only half the people came. And so I was a little salty about that. I was like, there were some people I knew and couldn't come, and for whatever reason, you might have a child that's sick or traffic or whatever. But I was seeking that validation, and when you do that, you're questioning yourself. Now you're questioning your value, you're questioning your worth, you're questioning the integrity of your work. You're like, well, do they not like me? Do they not like my business? Do they not like what I do? Then you go into this deep spiral and it gets out of control. And so, but I remember about the whole comments thing and the followers, and I just remember at night just thinking about that, and I just remember just follow Jesus. Just follow Jesus. That's what you need to follow.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, because of that, then I had the opportunity to do this with you. I've had some other folks I've never met that reached out and said, hey, we want you to come speak, or we want to partner with you with kids cooking class, and we want to partner. Like, people just coming out of the woodwork.
That's a prayer I say all the time. I ask God to put people into my life that are meant to be there for me and remove others that do not serve me and hold me back. He has answered every single time.
He will.
Everyone. And in the craziest ways that you wouldn't even think possible. So I love that you share that, and that you can testify to that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a true blessing, even like financially, with everything that's going on with our country and stuff like that. He is still taking care of us. And as a matter of fact, yesterday I did a cooking class, and I have a set amount for my class, and they gave me extra. And I was gonna say, wait a minute, maybe that's an error, but they're like, no, you deserve that. We're gonna give you a little extra. I thought, wow. Thank you so much. Didn't expect that. It's just those little jewels. It's like those intimate kisses from God. Like, I told you, I'm taking care of you. I got you.
I know. It's crazy how much we still worry. He tells us in the Bible not to worry. He's like, the birds, they don't worry, and the animals don't worry. They know they're going to get fed. Why do we always worry? But I think that sometimes we have to take comfort in knowing that it all ends up working out. And if you reevaluate your life and like everything that got you to where you are, you'll start to see a pattern where it all worked out somehow, some way.
Yeah. Regarding like opportunities and stuff, sometimes God will block stuff, and you're like, but wait a minute, I wanted to work with that person. Like, or hey, I reached out to this person 5 times and they're not responding back. Or, I had this contract and then they decided to renege. They're like, well, we can't do it right now. Like, you wanted this money, but we don't have it. And you're like, okay, what happened?
I've been there.
So it's 3 things. It's either it's not the right person, it's not the right opportunity, or it's not the right timing. It's either those 3 things.
Yeah.
And I've realized that. And a lot of it has to do with timing.
Oh, yes.
It's like, just not your season. I didn't say no. I said not yet.
We always want it right now.
You want it right now.
We want it right now. We're so impatient. But sometimes the thing that we want by our waiting ends up being bigger than we could have ever dreamed or hoped for.
Yeah. But you have to learn how to wait on the waiting, which is hard.
Oh, yeah. Patience is virtue, as they say. So what advice do you have for other women trying to think about, should I go into business for myself? What would you advise them to do?
If you have an idea or something that's burning inside your spirit, something that it's like, I can't sleep at night. Like, I keep thinking about this idea. I have this really great thing.
Yeah.
I believe it wasn't your idea. God birthed that idea into you, and He wants you to manifest that thing. He wouldn't have given it to you if He didn't think you could do it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I believe it. I believe in that wholeheartedly. Like, He gave you an idea. He gave you whether it's it could be a food business, it could be a podcast, whatever that thing is. It's like, I'm giving you permission. He's giving you permission to do that thing, because it's not for everybody. Like, I'm not a podcaster. That's not my all this. Not my gift. Not my gift. But that kitchen, that's my podcast. Like, that's my sanctuary. Like, that's my playpen. I'm good at that. Not for everybody can do that. Not everybody can do what we do.
That's true.
I just tell people, if it's in your heart, and your heart's beating fast, you like, go ahead and get it. Write it down. And another thing too, I tell people, just like in relationships, you gotta guard your heart. That business is a relationship too. You gotta guard that thing, because you have people out there, unfortunately, There's a lot of haters. And look, hate. It's okay. I love it. There's some people that don't see your messages. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
There's people that mean well, but you know, you're gonna have to. There's once you get deep into business, people that are close to you, you're gonna feel a separation. There's going to be a separation.
Mm.
There's gonna be a divorce. There's gonna be a separation, and that's okay because where your business is going, they can't come with you.
Really?
Can't.
Yeah.
You know, or that partnership. You're like, oh, I want to partner with this person here. Or there's some partner with you. That's not the partnership I want for you. You know. And you're wondering why it's not working, and you can't press it. You can't press the relationship.
Yeah.
You can't do that. This is organic. Like how this podcast came.
Yes.
Organic.
Yes.
How my food business came. Organic.
Yeah.
You gotta let that thing come naturally. And prayer, like you said, I need the right people. I need like that 2016 Cavs championship team.
For real.
I need some players.
Yeah.
Like I need to win. I want to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
I need some people on my team. And those people on your team may not look like you. It's okay. Because I know for me as a minority Black woman, I'm, like, yeah, I want to support my people. I want to support my people. But at the same time, maybe that's not the people, maybe it's not that person or that group or whatever. Like, there's some other people I want you to connect with that don't look like you. You've got to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are not.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you want to protect that. And, before you start blasting it out and putting it on social media. I'm like, wait a minute, you don't even have a license, LLC. You're like, here's the name. People take stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But like I said, that guard, like your business is a relationship. You got to spend time with it too. Like you got to get to know it. My business, your business, it's relationship. This is all, yeah.
And it evolves too.
It evolves.
What you hope that it will be, sometimes it changes. When I started a digital marketing agency, I didn't think I would own an interactive photo booth. I didn't think that I would have a podcast. I didn't think that I would be, joining my chamber and doing all the things that I'm doing today.
Yeah.
So it's really funny how, like you said, you just kind of hear it, and I think God just puts things in our path. That's kind of, you can't get away from it sometimes. He just keeps throwing it back at you, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. I'm listening now. I give you all the control.
Right. And I love that. You do. And sometimes in your business, I've been in it 10 years now, and it's changed from food and wine. Now it's in adult cooking classes, and it's morphing into something else now. Like I feel a shift coming because I am not going to be cooking forever. I feel led to do more consulting, like TED Talk, more keynote speaking, sharing my health journey and my battles with unhealthy eating behaviors. And also too, I didn't share this earlier, but my kids' classes, we're dealing with hunger. That's a pandemic.
Yeah.
I have kids in my class that might take a bite of food, like they made this beautiful dish, or they won't eat it, and they say it's for my mom. This is for my mother. This is for my brother. I can't eat it. Or I have kids that scarf it down because for some kids it's their last meal of the day.
Yeah.
So they'll eat seconds and thirds and fill their belly until the next day. I have one, his mother has some mental health challenges, and I remember we did this meal, and I saw him just close his eyes as he was eating, and I went over to him and he said, Chef Dani, I haven't had a real meal in a long time. This is good, It's survival for these kids, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, I would love to save all of them. I want to help as many kids and the parents too.
Yeah. Definitely sounds like there's a lot of opportunity for growth for you and what you're doing. And it sounds like you're going in the right direction.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm really trying. Like, I'm working on a book on a nonprofit right now. So the book, it's a cookbook, but it's a storybook too. Hopefully we bring families together and bringing them back into the kitchen. We're eating at the kitchen table. We're not eating in the living room. We're actually cooking, eating, sharing stories, laughing and bonding. So we're taking it back to the table. So it's sort of like that type of book. And then the nonprofit I'm working on is providing a kitchen pantry, not just a food pantry, but for those that need a new stove or need a microwave or that can opener or a rice cooker, crock pot. We'll provide those things for those that need it.
I love that. That's such a great idea. I know that you're going to be very successful in doing that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So what gets you through your day to day when you're just at your wit's end, or you're looking for some, I don't know, energy, motivation? What is it that you go to?
Coffee.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna say that.
Yeah,
she walked in with some Dunkin', and I was
sure
like,
did.
"Yep, we're friends." Because
I'm on the run. I'm on the run. Yeah, I need Dunkin'. I will say everybody needs an escapism.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be that Dunkin' coffee, watching Law and Order,
Mm-hmm.
or Real Housewives, reading a book, a nice bath, just sitting on your back porch. You gotta have an escapism.
Yeah.
Because if not, you will go nuts. For those that are, spiritual or whatever, like getting into your word, meditating, that's something I still really need to work on, because you feel like you're so busy throughout the day. You got to give yourself, even when times are tough or when things are not working out, you still have to give yourself grace.
Mm-hmm.
You got to. You got to learn to forgive yourself, forgive others. Like, it goes deeper than just having a cup of coffee. Like, sometimes you have to go deep within.
Oh yeah, self-reflection is very eye-opening. Yeah.
Got to.
I love that. So for people that are looking to learn more about you, where can they find you?
Yeah. Well, if anyone has any inquiries, whether they want to do a class, want me to come out to talk, do a podcast, or talk to some kids, motivate them, they can contact me at info@sipsavorsoul.com. So that's info@sipsavorsoul, all one word, .com. My business cell is 330-524-0096. But the best way is to email me. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope that, and I have a feeling that you will have already touched so many people with your story and what you're continuing to do. And I have a feeling that you'll be hearing from a few others that are interested in learning more about you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, and blessings to you and your podcast. And you are a rebel.
Yes, I am.
You're a survivor. We're survivors, and all we can do is just go forward. So I'm excited to hear more about what you're doing as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for tuning in to Media Rebel Unplugged. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. You can find us on YouTube, all podcast platforms, and all social media as well. If you're interested in being a guest, we have links for that. Please fill it out, because we would love to hear from you and hear your story on how you can help others as well.
Thanks for tuning in to Media Rebel Unplugged. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, and join the rebellion. So stay bold, stay caffeinated, and we'll catch you next time.